Hello world, this is Zan, playing Erytheia, Dominion 5 game, Crime and Punishment, with the two disciples of Gath and Nan. I probably should have snuck this off video to double check that this is absolutely the fight that I have been waiting for. I hope you guys. Um, I just really like this fight. I mean, where Grippa earns his title of the Epic Cap Defense. So we'll see how that works when we get to it. Before then, alright, yeah, it doesn't look like there's any crazy important fight. Cool. Oh wait, it's Battle Gath, not Man. Okay. Cool. Okay, Battle Man. Let's do this. So everything starts normal. Over here we have a ball of units with the best boy um, with his Earth 5 levels back. I'm almost certain it's been empowered. It's been a while since I've seen this guy, but all I saw him do was die the whole game. So I hope he's been empowered. All the best researchers. We got the Green Knight with no items, because of course, why would any items be crafted on any of these mages? Against the elite Olmish army that has been rampaging the countryside, full of demons, full of his own absurd amount of mages. Whereas Man just has, his wardens and tower guard, which have done nothing the entire game. Every time they've walked out, they've been trounced by Zeddans. So we see the start of a big communion. If I can find it, I can tell you how many. Okay, the guys in the middle are casting. So 21 communion slaves. All of the masters are doing Power of the Spheres, Earth Power, Natural Storm, the Light of the Northern Star that comes out. All these buffs just make them the best mages that they could be. No Iron Skin. They can't be protected. Okay, it's the ones in the middle. They're still casting more storm powers and such. But to give you the idea, the average Communion Master here is going to be a 4 plus 5 Air 9. In some cases, Earth 7s. So what can they cast? They can cast whatever they want. They're not going to get any fatigue for it. Slow us down for a second. They've got their Fog Warriors. Wrathful Skies is up. Olm has cast Darkness. They've cast Doom. I think Grippa cast Doom? No. Olm cast Doom. It's going to curse everyone on the battlefield. Congratulations, you're cursed for the rest of your life. And both sides have their Fog Warriors, their elite troops. This is when the beauty of it starts. It is the mighty Petrified Communion. How do you deal with elite units? You turn them to stone and you deal with it later. Turn it to stone and you drop rocks on it. Perfect attack rear command? No. Petrify. And then you don't want Gift of Heaven from accidentally falling on your own troops, because that will actually kill them. So you cast Phantasmal Warriors. So they go distract the enemy with their Body Ethereal. As you... Look at that. Phantasmal army going out. So that as you do your Petrified Communion, and you do your Gifts of Heaven. Random thug over here. You don't have any friendly fire. So it's just a big buffer. It's like a moat of Phantasmal Warriors. Just, this beauty can happen. Another Phantasmal army. Oh, there's people behind us. Okay, summon a casual army. Not that these guys aren't trying, but most of them are out of range. So what would be a potential Iron Blizzard, I think, is the Olmish spell. It doesn't amount to much because they're out of range and they likely can't see in the dark. So most of these evocations here are the Storm Demons. But the Storm Demons are firing at the Phantasmal armies. I wonder if this guy should get good stats. Yeah, fairly decent stats, 437 hit points. Having a Corpse Eater for the entire game. Keep turning things into stone. I'll deal with this later, Agrippa says. There is no, to explain, there you go. Petrify, there is no save when they cast it on you. If it hits you, you turn to stone. Unless you're like a stone being, so maybe golems or earth elementals. So there's no check to be turned to stone. And it gives you 20 natural protection with no and you know, somewhat temper flush. You don't get blunt resistance. The check comes a few turns later. I don't know how many exactly. You have an MR check to survive going back to normal. So like these guys likely will fail. Oh no, 14 MR and a normal shooter. Look at that. So to revert back to normal from being turned to stone by Petrify, then you'd make an MR check on whether or not you die. The problem that these elite demons are facing is while they are waiting to make that check, they'll probably pass. Like 22 magic resistance? Yeah, he's probably going to pass that check. Because in the meantime, they're dropping rocks on them. And that 20 natural protection that you just got is not going to help you against a meteor. Even in the darkness, with 5 precision, at this range, one of them's going to hit you. Just completely trounce all these elite units with Phantasmal Army, Petrify, and Gifts of Heaven. These are all, they're all petrified. All the slaves are still up. They're at 112 fatigue. It is round 20. So they're still doing pretty well. The masters are at about 70. We've lost 2 slaves. Probably not due to anything communion related, but yeah. The Green Knight is here for moral support as he stands in the middle of the ball. Same thing with All Mana Created Equal, although he might be doing nothing. Got it. Nope. The terrible precision of Gifts of Heaven. And these guys are going to have a hard time hitting anything because these demons have really high MR. Okay, mages are now being targeted. Although earlier on in the fight they might have been getting targeted anyways, but I was so focused on Grippa's Communion Ball, just surviving with the Petrified Communion and the Phantasmal Army Communion. See, and he's losing nothing because these guys are just disposable. Here comes more. Who cares if they get hit by a meteor? There's more. And the lights turn back on. So I do want to rewatch it one more time. I know, I love this fight, I'm sorry. I want to see what happens to the mage ball in the back. If at any point they start getting rock dropped on them sooner. I know they weren't casting too much because they're out of range, mainly. And they also have, you know, the precision penalty. Yeah, I guess Wrath of Skies just over time did its work. Watching a bunch of them go down. Wrath of Skies didn't last the whole fight. That's unfortunate. Or rather, you know what? It is very fortunate. Grippa might have taken more losses if he had stayed up the entire fight. Yeah, no. It looks like the back line just fatigued out, got hit by lightning, and retreated. Ultimately, Grippa loses 4 mages. and some, random units, 35 regular units to kill this giant blob of almost elite devils in Grippa's highlight of the game. I hope that fight was as good for you guys. I really enjoyed it after, yelling at Grippa to leave his capital, and then he pulls that out of nowhere. I thought it was great. Likely it's the last hurrah in terms of good fights that this game might have. Let's see if I can get to the end of it. Over soon. Okay, we have seduction attempts being attempted. Big Veti army. It's a great hero. Bunch of Gigjas. Pretty big gelatinous cube. That. Oh, they are cold resistant. And Oak Watcher the Bog Mummy, which I think is the Pretender God? Wait, he also took. Oh, yeah, this is the Joman. Team Joman with the water breathing bless. Okay. The Rados, we have a baby fight. We're getting a butt kicked. Green Knight sallies out, heroically defeats people. Does he have gear? He has an Armor of Knight. Yep, put an Armor of Knights on the Knight. Makes sense. And he does have the Hero's Blade, so you probably don't want to replace that weapon. It's a very good weapon against size 4 units. This time it's my turn to make a horrible mistake where I throw that Soul Slay Communion into a bunch of Safe Kona. But you know what? I played my part. A bunch of why are they only size 4? Yeah, why are they only size 4? Is it because it's cold? Huh. Oh, maybe I did living fire instead of flat fire elemental. So either or, we perform admirably. The problem is imps are fire resistant, and they'll eventually the fire elementals can't do anything to them. Neither can flame eruption. So it's not so much the skeletons that get through to me. It's the just literally due to the imps from this idiot. And then these chicks just end up surviving. Huh. This guy's paralyzed. I wish he would have been soul slayed. I think by the time he got hit by that paralyzer or that soul slay, the fight might have been over, but this could have gone either way. I lose all my mages, this entire force, and kill 7 Safe Kona and one of the Jotans. And I route the Eagles, who I don't know if they have any retreat routes to go to. Yeah, it looks like Gath came in and didn't do much. Yeah, they had some. They could have gone places. So this is Pangea. I think this is their way of saying, you know what, let's end the game. By them clearing this throne, it gave the remaining team an opportunity of just grabbing a free unboarded throne. Very good. This Blade Wind Communion going on back there would have been spooky. This whole army here is terrifying. 39 Centaur Sages, some Dadokus, some Colin Goodall. Like, clearly we can tell what team he was fighting. Magister Arcane, his own little collection. And then looks like, oh no, this is it's not his capital, so he doesn't defend it well. Yep, so follow this. Imps get into the back line. Yeah, imps aren't great units. They don't hit very hard. Oh, I can cast Army of whatever. I can cast this. Yeah, but if it hit you turn 1, you can't cast anything. There's something to be said about being able to act quickly and be disposable. Okay, so that's going to be turn 59. I do dislike people like that in the forums where you tell them, yes, I can cast this one thing and it's going to do whatever, and then they think of whatever perfect counter, and it's like, yeah, but you might not have that then, or I might surprise you with this attack rear, because you don't really think Jotunheim's going to attack rear you. If you do, it might be later on. And later on in combat, you don't expect turn 1 you have 60 imps in your back line. That's usually not what one prepares for when fighting Jotunheim. At least in my eyes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't fought them enough. But at least for me. Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. Well, I gotta show it. Have some Thyrophorids. What was I even doing here? Air Elementals? Okay. Yeah, I can see how this... Oh no. Speaking of preparing for something in your back line. Oh? I thought they were gonna kill me. Okay. That's a lot of idiots. And Thyrophorites are... call them crap just to be generous. Do I really route before the Air Elementals window? I guess if my commander routes quick. No. Air Elementals just get stabbed. Jeez. That's embarrassing. Oh well. 2 Necromancers. I guess I just hadn't scripted anything really. Now, if one of those would have hit, but in the darkness at that range, there's no way. Okay. Lose another big fight against this guy's garbage. This time I'm using just whatever I have on hand. These mystics I was recruiting. Research mages, essentially. They're not the greatest in Drain. Not as good as Daedicus, but this was an inland fort. And I figured as a slave they could probably be fine. Yeah, this is just a Soulflake Communion. This is me trying to kill some of these idiots. And they have not the greatest magic resistance. You'd think it would have worked. But it looks like they're happy to target imps with their soul slaves. Of course they are. Oh, there we go. Werewolves getting in the vision of these mystics, and they've decided, you know what, maybe we do want to try and soul slay it. Or drop a rock on it, yeah. That'll work too, these madmen. Oh shoot, they got one. They got the one with the high MR, but not the one with the low MR. They paralyzed this one. But I think the infinite imps is going to do me in. Yeah, as they start casting Far Strike. Far Strike's not bad. It's a guaranteed hit. Yeah, there's no check against it. It's just like, hey, here's a 27 roll of damage. Good luck. And this is with a human, size 10 human, because you add your strength to it. It's 17 plus strength. It looks like I won in this version, but yeah, they kicked my butt otherwise. The imps, man. They get to you. Yeah, nothing too crazy here. So we'll move on to turn 60. Okay, this time I'm casting Teleport to get, I think, in range. Right. At this point, we're suspecting that Pangea is leaving this throne open for Team Ulm to close out the game. So getting in range that I can Mind Hunt it and try to do my best to prevent it. This is just my mercenaries getting their butts kicked by real Pangean forces and my own Daedicus. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on here. The best thing you can ever read, though, which is Raga's been breached, and there's a minor, a very, very minor Pangean force coming in. And if you notice, I do have to keep a lot of my forces on this throne, because at this point we know this team is trying to throne rush. And they took the Throne of Air from us. We never were able to claim whatever throne this is in Falgoth. So at the very least, I know my 2 thrones are going to be defended. This one doesn't have the most units in it, but I can always gateway a bunch of crap from my capital, even send Baby Spice if we need to. I've been keeping her back these fights, just because I'd rather deploy her to one of the thrones quickly. So having her in my capital is literally the middle ground. And at this point in the game, counter thugs would be extremely easy for Jotunheim to make and use against me. Not to mention, she can also roll if he does send Lesser Horror on her. Ooh, excuse me. If she does send Lesser Horror on her, there's also a good chance that he rolls Floating Cats, and Floating Cats have damage reversal. So she can swing at the Floating Cat with a big, like if I were to give her a Great Sword or the Swordless Witness, she'll swing at the cat and then it's going to rebound into her, and that would be bad. So I had been keeping her back just in case. Again, I know she can't magic phase or anything, but I can give her boots and walk her over. So I can deploy her where needed. Oh, whoops. So we'll go to current 61. Just in case this is the... Okay, cool. So a bunch of seduction attempts. Most of them are failing. Luckily, this is all in Raga. We have another attempt to attack man. This time, this guy's patrolling it. Or we have a thugged out Archdevil. Hard life. Interesting. Thugged out Archdevil is going to do Phoenix Fire. He's going to run to the back. This is what's left of Grippa's Communion Ball. Nope, that was a good hit. There's another good hit. Wow. Usually trying to hit a super combatant with a meteor is usually a pipe dream. But yeah, this is one of the better ways of dealing with gifted communions. Have a guy with very high reinvigoration. Yep, he gets petrified. Yep, he gets petrified. Have someone with very high reinvigoration run at it with Phoenix Fire. So he's just going to keep coming back. Wow, that is very low encumbrance and reinvig. Alternatively, this guy, the Green Knight, could just wallop him with, because he's size 5. The Green Knight will one-shot him over and over and over again. If you were to give the Green Knight something to give him swiftness. You can't give him the boots, because he has no feet. I mean, he has feet, but he's on a horse. That's pretty cool to watch. Petrified again. As soon as he gets in Petrify range, just nope, you're rock. Stellar Cascades would be really good here. Petrified. As soon as he's in close enough range to Petrify, that's done. You're rock. In one of these, he's going to have to spawn in the middle of that bubble. Yep. That's unfortunate. Jeez. There we go. Eventually he does route. That's a good kit. It's something I'll have to keep in mind for the future. This Heart of Life is kind of interesting. And this guy, he's going to keep all those afflictions. He doesn't really have recuperation, and even if he dies and you res him, whoever reses him is going to get him with all that crap. But yeah, this is an interesting thing that, add to my playbook if I ever see a Gift of Heaven's Communion. He has all the magic resistance, so he doesn't get Soul Splayed. And yeah, he just reinvigs it out. Interesting. Okay, nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Let's see what was I doing here. He's coming at me with the Ichthyeids. I have a stalling force. He's probably just going to drop elementals. Oh, I'm trying to pretend I'm Grippa. Here's a bunch of Will-O-Wisps. I'm going to drop rocks on you. I tried to imitate Grippa and just did worse. The real play would have been Phantasmal Army. Telling you, I think I'm better than Grippa in like the strategic map, but when it comes to scripting and tactical and defense, like tactical encounters, like big fights, Grippa's got me beat. Grippa's got me so beat. Oh, he gets the single Zieten because I've been forgetting, or not really caring to Wolf and Winter's Cap anymore. This chick gets petrified. Again, at this point, I was so impressed by Grippa's battle, I want to imitate it. So what do? I petrify her, paralyze her, and drop rocks. I had been dropping rocks earlier, to be honest, but Grippa's fight was awesome. I was so proud. A bunch of events. I might have missed. Oh shoot, you're right. I did miss saying it. There's a point. I can't believe I missed saying it. There's a point that this happened. I'm horrible as a caster. There was a point that Midgard summoned all the dwarves. Midgard, the Vanheim, and all these people get spells to summon the 4 dwarves that hold up the world or something like that. If you summon all 4 of them, the sky falls on you. And what that means is every fight is going to have the -3 darkness. Perpetual Storm is going to be in play, so you can't Cloud Trapeze. And this, I think, is one of the points on what was going on here. You can't Cloud Trapeze. I think you can't Cloud Trapeze. You can't fly. It's like if Storm was up, but on the strategic map. And it's up every fight. And your Seeking Arrows miss. Your Seeking Arrows have like a huge chance of missing. And then Hurricanes just everywhere. Everywhere is going to be a Hurricane. Very, 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 very free Hurricanes. And you can't, it's not an enchantment, so it does not go away. Once the 4 dwarves have been summoned, the only way to get them to hold up the sky again is to kill them. And that, I mean, considering they're stealthy, that's up to you guys. That's difficult. Okay, mine hunting the crap out of the provinces I need to. There, still no, there's a Runes Master coming. Yeah, because this is going down. These guys coming in. This big super combatant kit. This chick's here. This chick is here to prevent mine hunts. But I think we just still did it anyways. Her job is to prevent mine hunts. Or at least sever the cords of those mine hunting. Another Utgard Defense Force, but I think it's going to be the same play. Skeletons are just going to take them out. Yep. Those are the 2 Raphibolias. Gehenna, Nethermines. Undefended province of Raga, conquered by the enemy. I didn't put BD in it. Oops. Also focus on what was going on over there. I didn't really look. Oh, here it is. I am not a bad caster. I was just a turn early. He needed to do this a turn or 2 ago. Like I said, this is not a global. Once that goes up, it is up forever. You cannot dispel it. The problem, I'm almost certain, is that might have been 1 turn too late. Let me check the paths out. Because teleport is still going to work. Yeah, but like this guy, I don't know if he would have been able to Cloud Trapeze through the storm. But too late now, so we're going to go on to turn 63. Now turn 63, all the thrones get claimed at once by a bunch of Bishop Fish, Ghost King, Bog Mummy. Okay, yeah, so it looks like you can't Cloud Trapeze. Huh. I even sent, yeah, this is my stop the force, stop them force, Cloud Trapezing, doing a bunch of air elementals. But I guess I was too late. The Bog Mummy had taken it. Yeah. Had taken it, and they had done 3 red seconds to instantly build a Citadel of Power. Because I won the fight in the magic phase, it came with 0 wall integrity. Where is the fight I'm looking for? Raphibolia. Pangea later marched in and wiped out my 4 Daedalus, or 5 Daedalus that had come in. And he gets to now siege down the 4, and he would have been able to storm next turn because, again, when you do the magic phase forts, if you lose the battle on the outside, the turn it comes up, usually I think it has to be in the magic phase. I'm not sure. I'm not certain. Uh, you don't start with any wall integrity, so they could be stormed the very next turn. Not that the rest of the battle's really that important, but any last hurrahs anywhere in the world. Kinslayer is very random and empty of a little comment. This guy's an interesting little hero because he has this huge amount of Bringer Misfortune. I mean, 10. He's a population killer. He's insane. He's old. Absurdly old. Immortal. Stealthy. And then he has an absurd Blood Vengeance. This is just a face tank. And this is a well played, Sack. Well played. So yeah, this is this was Crime and Punishment, where the entire game tried to fight Raga, and Sakane came in and absolutely. I held him off the first few battles, and then he absolutely walloped me so badly that I never was able to recover from. And yeah, I thought this was a very fun game, if not a little tunnel visioned on trying to take out Raga and take out this team. But Sakane just really carried his team hard because I know Marignon got his butt kicked by Midgard. We absolutely wrecked Raga. Without Sakane's intervention, this team would have been dust in the wind. And yeah, I thought this was a fun game. I got to play with my friends. We got our butts kicked. Well played team. Utgard, Ulm, and Atlantis. Well played. So with the end of this series, and I may have already said this in Stairway to Eternity, it depends who comes out first. I'll be starting my next two series, which will be a vanilla light mod, sort of little mini balance mod as Archocephaly, and a hugely modded game. It's Dominions Enhanced and then some other crazy hijinks where I'll be LA Statis. I have another one further in the future that I'm playing alongside the Arco one, but I think I'm going to release it after. Just because the Arco one's more head, you know? The downside of this is I had a Kalen game ready to go. And I was about to start recording it. And I realized that without the map and without the mods, you can't actually load save games in Dominions. So whoops. And that was the ultimate joke of the channel update video on why it had the lizard in a shopping cart with the bird on it, because my next two videos next two series were supposed to be Calum and then LA Satis with the chariots. And I was so excited, but I didn't know that you needed both the map and the mods, and I wasn't able to find them. So even though I have all the save games for Calum, can't actually use them. That's really unfortunate. But yeah, so next series will be live casted Archocephaly and review format of LA Statis. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.